This is Eric Bowling in for Bill O'Reilly. This is a segment about illegal immigration in this country. It's amazing. A lot of statistics. Let's roll with it.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm Eric Bowling in for Bill O'Reilly. And in the Unresolved Problem segment tonight, a dramatic new influx of unaccompanied children and families trying to cross the southern border. According to customs officials, over the last 2 months, more than 10,000 children have been stopped trying to get into the United States. That's a 106% increase from the same period last year. And the number of families stopped at the border is up an astounding 173%. Joining us now from Seattle.
Okay, maybe this has something to do with, what was it, the $13 million that Obama was spending down in Mexico and the southern countries, down there, Guatemala and all that. Advertising, if you can get here to this country, we'll give you free welfare, food stamps, and driver's license, free health care, and all that kind of stuff. Maybe it's got something to do with that, right? Now, I wish they got somebody a little bit smarter than this on the conservative side of the house, because they got a sharp-ass attorney on the liberal side of the house, but let's watch it and see.
Discuss the crisis and how to deal with it. Ira Melman of the Federation for American Immigration Reform, and from Fort Worth immigration attorney Francisco Hernandez. Francisco, ¿cómo estás?
Mr. Bowling.
Bien?
Thank you for having me. Muchas gracias.
Okay,
yes.
so let's talk about this 173% increase of families trying to cross the border. This feels like a crisis. Why is it not?
It's not.
Why?
Am I first? Okay. It's not true. The numbers are not there. They said if there are, they were stopped. That means they were turned away. They didn't cross the border. But if they crossed the border, where are they? Well, they talked about this new holding facility. They're only building or opening a new one because the last one they lost the lease at. The government lost the.
What you're seeing pictures of right there, that doesn't exist. They did not come across the border. They are not on the top of those trains, right? And these are all false numbers. Jeez, that's crazy. I'll tell you what, there's been multiple reports in the last month from different governors of the states, including North Carolina, that said they brought people in, put them in public housing, put them on welfare, food stamps, WIC, all that kind of stuff, and never even told the governor that they were there and what they were doing. And the same thing with these refugees is happening all over the United States, everywhere. I've heard reports North Carolina, Texas, Arizona, Ohio, just to name a few.
It's not there. The sky's not falling. This is all scare tactic for politics. It's not happening, guys.
Okay, Ira, is that the case that we're just getting better at the border at stopping people coming across the border?
We're not stopping them at all. As a matter of fact, if the Border Patrol doesn't find them, they find the Border Patrol and turn themselves in.
That is absolutely certain, because they know what's going to happen whenever they get here. They're going to throw them in these holding things, they're going to process them, and they're going to turn them right loose on American streets, just like Obama did. If you look in the video I did on the 9,500 terrorists still left here, they released, you'll see that where they're talking about the 60,000 convicted illegal aliens that Obama released, ranging from crimes anywhere from drunk driving to murder, and he turned them loose right on the freaking streets of America, and turned a lot of them loose into these sanctuary cities, because the sanctuary cities are not going to be a party of them being developed. And that's why California's having so many problems, because they're one of the biggest of the sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, whatever you call it. And North Carolina had sanctuary cities in it. Asheville, hour and 15 minutes to the east of me, and what a mess over there. And Raleigh and Durham, and they North Carolina just said we're not going to have any more sanctuary cities, and we're not going to be a sanctuary state and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, they're going to get hammered by Obama, but let's see what happens.
Basically, what's going to happen? They're going to be taken to a processing center. They'll be put back out onto the street somewhere in the United States, given a notice to appear.
You're not going to put juveniles out on the street.
And 80 to 90% never show up for their notices to appear. Entire families disappear here in the United States. Social media is sending messages back to Central America. Come, because if you get here, if you turn yourself in, we will release you into the United States. Nobody will ever come looking for you.
It's not just social media. Obama's running ads. The Justice Department, they're paying for ads. I even have a copy of it, even have it translated. What he's saying is exactly correct. That's exactly what they do. They process them through these centers, and then they turn them loose right there freaking on American soil. And what they do is, when the kids come over, then they let the kids go stay with somebody else, and they pay them to let the kids stay, or they go stay with some family members or something here, and then they get the family members across the border, and they say, oh, but my baby, my girl, my daughter, my son, or something, and so they release them because they have somewhere to go, and they have people here in the United States, and they just let them rip right on out of here. And if ISIS has been caught coming across the border, there's numerous accounts of this. People from Syria and Iran, Pakistan, Afghanistan, all sorts of multinationals have been coming across the border. There's too many of these reports to ignore them.
AP reports that this is precisely what they're
Francisco,
telling the Border Patrol.
there are reports that illegals are allowed to stay. They're processed and they're allowed to stay. And sometimes they don't show up to the court dates. That's not a fallacy.
No, it is absolutely not true. You just said the 10th.
Well, here this attorney is saying that this is not true when the reports are out there, government reports that are out there, investigative reports that are out there, congressional hearings that are out there, and this guy's standing right up there lying to your face. And that's all part of the Democratic strategy, and they've got an agenda, and they want that agenda. They want these illegals here. They want them committing crimes. They want the American people to get fed up and finally take the law into their own hands. They're just waiting for that.
Children cross the border. Where are they? They don't release children on the street, but I will tell you, they will know for a fact that
They
the
release
last
the
time we had
family
this
members
search,
here.
Well, go ahead.
Yes, but 90% of the ones from the last time were repatriated, guys. This is a scare tactic. It's not happening.
So,
But quite frankly, if they are here, give me two. I will adopt two of them right now. They're baby Moses. If it's true, any parent anywhere in the world would do that to come to this country.
We'll
send their
make
child
note
to
of
this
that.
country.
We'll keep you informed on whether you adopt. You have two more children coming your way, Francisco. Ira, 173% increase in families trying to cross the border. 173. Now, we're talking about a big year last year, and we're 173% higher than that.
Right. Talking about a big year last year and then 173% increase. I'm telling you, this is all a part of the Obama administration. You can see that. Well, just look at all the illegals that are here on visas and crap. 9,500 people in another video that I did. 9,500 people who have been issued visas to come into this country and then found out while they were here that they had ties to terrorist organizations. They had their visa revoked because of those terrorist ties, and they're still here because Homeland Security don't. Well, I'm sorry, we don't know where they're at. Of the 9,500 people that they allowed here after revoking their visas, in the same time period, they only refused visas to, well, I think it's 2,300 and something. Let's say 3,000 people. They denied because they had terrorist ties, but they let almost 10,000 in that had terrorist ties, and then later found out. Well, I'll tell you one they missed. The K-1 visa in San Bernardino of the woman that was the woman of the husband that killed all those people in San Bernardino.
Right, a kid is your ticket into the United States. They come with the children, and because they come with children, we release them. We give them a notice to appear, which they and we know they're never going to honor. The ones who come on their own aren't put on the street. They're actually released to family members.
And they don't show up for their hearings, and then they totally disappear, and we don't have a clue where they're at.
Many of whom are here illegally themselves. It's a charade, in spite of the fact that the government is sending messages over the air in Central America. Don't come.
There he confirmed it. Yeah, at least he knows about that. Over the air. We're talking about radio broadcasting. Several $1 million of it, by the way. Oh, crap. Let me see if I can catch the phone and let this run for a second.
precisely what's happening, and the signal is
No, Mr.
do
Baldwin.
come because we'll let you in and we'll let you stay.
Go ahead.
No, Mr.
Francisco.
Baldwin, we have turned over people smuggling to the drug cartels, the only ones that have taller ladders and deeper tunnels. But the only way from Central America to get here is through the train. If they're coming on that train, we have the button
Yes.
to all the trains in America. Of course, it's a lot of dominoes, but we can stop that train.
Francisco,
We need to stop them at the source
we
and
have
not at the
50
border.
sanctuary cities at least. We have other municipalities that are saying if you
Even
just
if you-
get to our city. We know what happened in San Francisco. We know about
Even
Kate Steinle. Am I
Even if,
wrong,
but no.
Let me get
Even
out of
if
here.
that
Hold
were
on, let me
true,
get
and
out.
it's not. Even if that were true, but it's not.
Call me just
Even
before you get
one of
here
my
and I'll
worst
walk 'em
critics,
out.
the atomic bomb, Shelley Rogers, will tell you that they're not there. Once they're across, it doesn't
What's
matter whether
not
Yes,
it's a
or
sanctuary
call
city or
Kathy
not.
and ask
Hang
her
on,
to stop
hey,
picking
hold
up.
on, stop.
But I agree it doesn't matter.
Hold on. What's not true, Francisco? A sanctuary
They are
city.
not here.
A sanctuary city doesn't allow illegals to stay without getting deported.
No, that means if they go. All immigration, but immigration can check the jails every single day anyway. They don't need the city's permission. There is no such thing as a sanctuary city.
Oh, really? Well, I'd like you to look up sanctuary cities and look up something called Kate's Law, where poor little Kate got killed by a illegal alien. I think he's six felony convictions, been deported, I think 3 times, came back into the country, and then killed Kate, who was standing there with her father on a pier in San Francisco. So he's a liar, a bald-faced liar. Attorney for the Obama administration. So you can look that up for yourself and say that everything that he said is subject to being a lie up to this point. I mean, I can't imagine they they ought to you ought to be spanking him with details.
Days about the sanctuary cities.
I actually agree. I actually agree with Francisco here. This is not an issue of the sanctuary cities because the federal government isn't trying to deport these people.
Oh, did you hear that? The federal government isn't trying to deport these people. That statement is exactly correct. If you want to watch a video to see that proof of that, watch the video that I have that says 9,500 terrorists in this country that had their visas revoked. It's their number one priority to deport these terrorists. Number one priority. Their number two priority is to deport the illegal aliens who were convicted of gun crimes, of rape, of murder, and all that. They're not even going to get to number two because they don't have any idea where number one is.
States, they're given notices to appear, and if they don't appear, nobody goes looking for them. This starts
That's
with
a
the federal
fact.
government
Even
that is letting
worse
people
than the
in,
sanctuary.
and
Even
they're not
worse.
seeking them out to remove them from the United States.
Even
It's
worse. Even
It's
worse.
right.
But
It's coming
here's
right
the
from
other
the top.
thing, though. Once they jump
I
that,
thought we were gonna
hold
talk
on,
about the
Francisco.
kids.
Once they jump that court appearance, they've now become eligible to go to a sanctuary city because now they won't be deported for committing that crime.
And that's exactly why places like California and those other states are having all these problems with crime. But guess what? Eventually, the citizens of those states are going to realize the government is not taking care of them and not protecting them. And they're going to take the law into their own hands. And they're going to go out there and start killing these Muslims and killing all these terrorists and illegal aliens. And the shit's going to hit the fan because all the jihadists that they're letting in, all these terrorists and stuff they're letting in, then who have been enjoying their freedom here in the United States, you know, they're like, oops, maybe I changed my mind. I'm not ready to go blow myself up and take myself off the face of the planet today. But whenever their brotherhood starts getting slaughtered in the streets because of what the government is pushing, letting all these criminals in here, and the crime rate's going to go up, the citizens take it in their own hands, they start killing them, all of a sudden you're going to have jihadists coming out of the woodworks. And you're really going to see shit hit the fan. And when that happens, you're going to see martial law implemented in the street. And that's what Obama wants, because he wants to be the last president that this country is ever going to have. You know, yeah, it's all conspiracy theory, but I can tell you, I've been predicting the future for years. And very, very seldom do I say something that hasn't come true already.
Or deportation, which means they will never get any citizenship, residency, or even any benefits here. They have to live in the shadows. That is just absolutely
Well, you can do some research on that yourself. That's another big bald-faced lie. because even a state as conservative as Texas has college tuition and crap like that for illegal aliens. That's Texas, for crying out loud. That's a model city. So he's a lie. And they bring them in, according to the governor of North Carolina, they bring them in behind their back, set them up in government housing, food stamps, welfare, get on all the social welfare programs, and they don't even know that it happened.
Release to appear. We don't release to appear juveniles, no. But if you look at the quote you just used, now, one thing, the Washington Post got it wrong. I don't know where they got the 10,000 number, but they don't cite a single source, even an unidentified source. But we're not releasing juveniles, and if we wanted to, we've got their identification. We can go to a school and pull them out. It's just not happening.
He's got their identification, right? Okay, wonderful. We can go to school and pull them out. Well, that's funny that the Homeland Security can't even find 9,500 terrorists here on visas. You got to see the agenda here. You got to see what the government's agenda is.
The source is the Department of Homeland Security itself. They're the ones who are compiling the statistics. They're the ones who are releasing these people.
No, they won't cite it.
That's exactly correct.
Debate, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Up next, Bo Bergdahl finally faces a judge on charges of desertion and misbehaving before the enemy. We'll tell you what that means and what happened.
Let's not even go there, because the next video is going to be about Guantanamo Bay. And here, it's just all tied together. Now, they're letting all these terrorists into our country. Guess what happens to the one that we got locked up that we've already caught? Not the 9,500. They don't know where they're at. We're talking about the ones they know where they're at. This is a traitor fixing to go to court and face justice that walked off. This is a military person that walked off from his post. And then Obama traded 5 of the very top Taliban terrorist group for this sumbitch right here. And I don't know how many of them are back in the field fighting already. I've heard at least 1, I think 3. And they just now getting to the point to where they can be released and go back to the countries. I mean, it's just a huge contiguous wheel of thought. Learn the government's agenda, understand it, understand how they can implement their agenda, and you will be able to tell the future just like I can.
We'll be
amazing. If you like these videos, like and subscribe, and I'll continue to make a few more of them, because I don't have the time for making all this kind of stuff, and you guys ought to know this anyway. So like and subscribe. If I see that happening, I got a bunch more to post. I mean, it's every day.